Okay, let's see if I can do this without sneaking a look. But I have the honor to introduce Kapil right now. Kapil is here as a representative from Pisces, Aqua Natural. They have a bunch of other brands as well. But yeah, a lot of cool substrates and rocks. He actually has a lot more experience. If you're interested, it's all in our program. But one of the cooler ones is the seahorse breeding, I've heard. So if anyone has questions, maybe after the talk about seahorse breeding, yeah, and many, many years as a hobbyist, it sounds like in all areas of the hobby, from coils to tropical fish to saltwater. So I'm curious what he's going to tell you about Pisces, and then, yeah, pester him with other questions at his booth over there, Aqua Natural booth. There's the wonderful big betters. So please give a big round of applause for Kapil.
Woo! How are you guys doing? Okay, it's really awesome to be here. I'm the national sales representative for Pisces USA and the Aqua Natural brand. A little bit about me: I've been keeping fish since I was born. I currently run about 30 aquariums right now and have a lot of experience doing a lot of fish conservation work. I do a lot of work with Alpine in the wild. I volunteer with Project Piaba. I do a lot of stuff with the aquarium trade and conservation cardinal tetras. But I first got into aquascaping and planted aquariums through sort of two different ventures. One were the Amano books, and I watched a video of a book. You know, they made this aquarium book into a movie called The Optimum Aquarium, and that's when I really caught the bug for planted tanks. I did a lot with planted tanks and aquascaping until I was in college, and I kind of got there because back then it was hard to get equipment. It was hard to get different types of plants, hard to get different aquascaping materials. And I kind of got out of planted tanks and I was keeping other fish. But California is actually a real big reason why I got back into aquascaping and planted tanks. And when I was in grad school, I had a student that was really into it. And he told me that I didn't know anything about planted tanks and that I need to come to the Bay in order to learn about planted tanks. So I came to the Bay and he took me to several beautiful stores there. And I was blown away. I saw plants I'd never seen in my life, which now a lot of these plants are really common. And so I had him drive me back. Aquasoil was back before Aquasoil was really anywhere else, and plants and all sorts of stuff. And that led me over here to my job at Pisces. So I've been in the industry quite a bit. I've done a lot with retail, been in the hobby. And the one area I haven't done was working with a brand and doing sales. So I started working with Pisces, and my first Pisces product was for a polydarian scape that I was making, and it was a midnight gravel. But a little bit about Pisces. Pisces started in the 70s in Australia. Ed Fraser was our founder, and he was really into aquarium plants. He actually has influenced all of us in plants. One of the hybrids he created was called the Nubius fraseri, which is one of our really popular plants. He's done a lot of other different Anubias hybrids, which aren't as popular here, but they're really popular in Australia. Pisces has the largest aquatic nursery in the Southern Hemisphere. It's state of the art, and it's still in business today, and it supplies a lot of plants around Australia. Ed was also the pioneer of tissue culturing aquatic plants. So if you guys like the aquatic tissue culturing and with a lot of the laws and biosecurity, that's one of the ways we get a lot of really cool plants around. So that was started in Australia by your company. In the 80s, they kind of moved into reptiles, primarily with the feeders. In the 2000s, they got into the fish farming. They own one of the largest fish farms in Australia, and they raise about 150 species of fish there, which is exciting. The one thing Ed did is he traveled around the world looking for new aquatic plants. He's been all over South America, Central America, Africa, Asia, and has helped introduce some of these plants to our hobby. And he traveled with other people from different parts, other growers from different parts of the world. So that was one of the really exciting things about working for this company is a really strong history that's rooted into aquarium plants and aquascaping. And In 2017, Pisces came to the United States. It actually started in California. It started in Southern California. Aqua Naturals, which is our aquarium line of products, became a brand in 2018. And we really started in this country focusing on aquascaping. And that's what really drew me as a customer. So I was buying Pisces products long before I worked for this company. And then at a show, I met Brandy and I met Sadie, who was our COO, and I became really good friends with them. And one day they asked if I wanted to work for them. And I said, absolutely. And it's been really awesome. You know, one thing we really love to see, we sponsor a lot of the Aquashell, or all the Aquashell aquascaping contests, and they use a lot of our stuff for Hardscape. So it's really cool to see our products in stores. We source things from around the world. A lot of us people are sourcing stuff from, you know, China, but we are sourcing stuff from all parts of Asia. We have a lot of really cool stuff from New Zealand. We have our Alpine Jade rock. It's hand collected in New Zealand. It's really awesome. A lot of our Iogumi substrates are in from New Zealand. So we source stuff from the U.S. all over. But in 2020, we moved our warehouse from California to Savannah, Georgia, because it's one of the largest ports on the East Coast is in Savannah. In 2024, we started a warehouse in Milwaukee. We've just been growing. And we have a huge commitment to aquascaping. But one thing that we're growing in this thing, so if you look at my shirt, we sell filter media in a can. It's pre-seeded with nitrifying bacteria. It works really good. And that's a really innovative product. This summer, we're going to be, same cans, we're going to be releasing plants in a can, a lot of different mosses. And we were really excited at the Global Pet Expo last month in Orlando. We won second place for best new aquatics product, and this is a product that we developed. The idea started with putting plants in a bag, and that evolved into putting plants in a can. And it's really exciting to see this, and I'm really excited to see where that brand Plant Pods is going to go. So that will be really exciting to see. But do we have any questions about Pisces? We have a booth out there. You can see some of our beautiful products. We have some of them for sale.
Are we going to be involved with anything else here at this show?
Yeah, so we are sponsoring the aquascaping,
The Nano Workshop.
the Nano Workshop. Yep. So you'll be, if you signed up for that, you'll be using our hardscapes and that. That's pretty exciting. And the Wabikusa, yeah, which I'm going to do that too. So it's really exciting. So
Is it all on internet, or also you selling through the stores?
you can buy our stuff through some of the major internet vendors. We are in Petco's and PetSmarts. We are new to the PSPs. My job is to really grow us in the independent market. We have a lot of products, and we'll be bringing on more that are going to only be available through independent pet retailers. One of my favorite products that we have that's only available through independent pet retailers is our Talis rock. It comes from Indonesia. You can do all sorts of scapes with that. It's a rock that it takes 4 months for us to fill a container of it. So we don't get very much of it. So that's something special that we're offering just to the independents. But we also have a lot of substrates. So Sahara Gold is only available to independents. We have a battery substrate that's only available to independents. We have 2 or 3 other rocks that are available to independent stores. So we're really growing that market. We are working on, we just got a distributor that does ship out to California at a decent rate. That's one of the hardest parts is trying to get product to the West Coast, all the way from the East Coast. It's really heavy product. It takes a lot of money and time, and somebody has to bring in huge shipments of it. So we are working on increasing that distribution, and part of my trip here is to try to get some stores in the Bay Area to carry that. Yes, sir.
So I work at a public aquarium, and I was curious if you had the ability to source some of these substrates in bulk.
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
If I wanted 5,000.
Yes, we absolutely can. We have a sister company called Calcium. they're in the aragonite business. And I've actually learned so much about what aragonite can be used for than aquariums. But we have a really clean aragonite, 98% pure aragonite. We have an oolitic one that's produced by this bacteria in the Bahamas. It's like it's poop, I think. And then we have, of course, aragonite. But yeah, we do have a lot of public aquariums that do buy our aragonites for those reasons.
Could you source silica substrates as well to milk?
Yeah, yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay.
And then our warehouse is very close to your public aquarium. So yes, sir.
You mentioned a lot of the jade rock is harvested from New Zealand. How hard is it to get permitting for that to take those rocks out of the country?
I don't know.
So we've, as he mentioned, Ed Fraser's been in the industry for 60 years. We've had those relationships for a very long time. So probably more difficult for other people, but because we've had that relationship for so long, we know how to do it.
And the Fraser family still runs the company. Ed's son runs the entity in Australia. Ed's son-in-law is our CEO here in Pisces USA. So a lot of us here in the US think we're like a new brand, but we're not new to the industry. And we have a lot of connection, a lot of experience that we bring over here. And that's one of the reasons that we've been growing so fast is just our experience here.
Talk a little bit about you mentioned there's bio issues with plants, and then you mentioned
Yeah, so for shipping plants across international borders, there's a lot of regulations. They're actually really worried a lot about invasive phytoplanktons moving with the plant, so it's really hard to get just rooted plants. USDA has to inspect them. There's a few places in Asia that are able to ship plants over. Like shipping plants to California is another feat on top of anywhere else. But with tissue culture plants, they're raised in a sterile environment, right? You're taking a little bit of a plant propagule and you're basically cloning it, and it fills up that cup. So there is no contaminants. That cup is sealed. And so it's easy to ship those over because it meets a lot of the biosecurity requirements. You know, there's a lot of little things that we don't see that could be potentially a pest to the environment or to agriculture. So that's one of the reasons why.
Do you still have to pay for those inspections, or do they waive them just trusting that the tissue culture?
No, you still have to pay for the inspections. Yeah.
We've had stuff get stuck in customs from time to time.
Right now we don't do any tissue culture plants in the US. We will have the plants in a can, which is really innovative. We actually had at Super Zoo, which is a really big trade show in Las Vegas, we brought some of our first cans there. They put it in a box. They got forgotten about. It sat in our Georgia warehouse at 100 degrees for over a month. And then they pulled it out. It was still alive and growing. And now it's been living in our COO's office. And she brought it to Orlando. It looks great. So when I ask what they do, they just say that's above my pay. I don't really know what the secret is, but it works really nicely.
There are substrates, especially the black ones, black substrate types, that is some of your competitors have put out in the past that have had the tendency to leach things like vanadium, nickel, other heavy metals. We've actually had mortality at our facility in where it's because of some substrates. You guys offer chemical analyses of the substrates that you sell.
Yes, we do. Brandy does handle a lot of that. She has a lot of biogeochemical background. We have a really interesting company. We have a lot of different experiences within the trade and within the science here. So we really do look at that. And I've actually learned a lot from Randy about some of those things. I'm more of an ecologist, but yeah, we do that. All our substrates are triple wash and kiln dried. That's kind of one thing. You still should wash it. It's still a little dusty. We don't do 100%, but it's a lot easier and a lot cleaner than other brands to work with. So,
But we do chemical analysis on it.
and you had a question?
Plants are in.
So the first plants that are going to be released are going to be Java moss, Christmas moss, and some Wassertang. We do plan to increase that offering, but it takes time to build up. Right now, those are the plants that we can source and grow, just in stages. Are they doing the terrarium plants this year too, or?
I'm not sure when they're coming out. They're still in testing because we want to make sure we're accurate with our dates. But we have a lot of other species that are in our testing rack.
Yeah. I make suggestions, but nobody tells me if they like my suggestions or not. But I make sure I make them. I'm a hobbyist. I know the plans, but there's a side to that. We have to test it out with what's strong at first, and then we'll come out with others.
Macroalgae are also on
Yeah,
the list.
macroalgae is something that we're going to be putting in a can.
All tropical or super natural, just too.
I believe tropical, but I'm not certain exactly. A lot of it's going to be more as like a food source for like tangs and other marine.
Also depends on business case. Like if it's something people will buy.
If it works. Does it work? Does it live in a can? You know, and there's just different aspects to testing out how the plant has to be grown beforehand. That makes a really big difference. You know,
Can you describe the can?
it's literally this can of my. It literally looks like an 18-ounce beer can. It's plastic, and you literally pop the whole lid pops up. But it doesn't do that.
It's dark.
No, it's clear. It's great clear. Yeah, this is clear. Like you see the media in it, and the can you see. I wish we brought some.
And I don't know why we did it. We didn't think that through.
Yeah. Well, yeah, basically it's in a clear can. And then, do you know one of those little buzz balls? We literally use buzz ball cups for the small size.
What is a buzz ball? So you like
It's like a little, I don't know.
Kool-Aid alcoholic drink.
Yeah, it's a mixed alcoholic drink. Yeah, the kids love them these days. You know.
College kids.
Yeah, college kids love them.
Are the lids there?
No, the lids are aluminum, I believe, right? Yeah.
It's like a tennis ball can.
Like guaranteed long-term storage, like shelf life. I know you said once about how can you wear it?
I'm saying 1 month.
We're saying 1 month, yeah. I believe they can last a lot longer than 1 month, but you know, we're saying 1 month. So
You said that you had a background in conservation.
yes.
So could you give a little bit more some of the
Yeah, so in college I wanted to study fish because I love fish. My cousin once told me that the truest form of love that she's seen in life was my love for fish. So I've worked a lot with behavior and conservation. I worked a lot with cichlids. In grad school, I spent 5 years going back and forth to the Amazon working with sustainable development, giant Alpine fisheries. So the commercial fish, well, so there used to be commercial fishermen, there used to be local artisanal fishermen. And the artisanal fishermen lived within the habitat of the Arapaima, and they don't have any real official educational background, but they were doing things to not overfish the fish. And these other outside commercials were coming in, taking all the fish, and they basically said, nope, you can't come here, and kicked them out. The commercial fishermen showed up with AK-47. This became a huge court case, and that's really worked with it with, I'm almost out of time here, but with Project Piaba, the wild fishery developed in the 1950s, and it developed a sustainable fishery. And the fishermen keep all the river, keep the miners out, keep the forestry people out. And when you buy one of these Rio Negro fish, you're really supporting conservation. It supports all the species that live within that ecosystem. So we're working with better handling practices. We're keeping an eye on the collection, the fishery status, and we're working with reopening the trade in different ways. So there's been a lot of governmental and shipping issues that have held the trade up. So, and I think I'm out of time, but I'm at the Pisces booth. You're more than welcome to stop by, and we can have a conversation about whatever you would like. And buy some
Mr. We Pisces, is that you said we are?
Yeah, so Pisces is our umbrella company. So we have 5 brands here in the U.S. So we have Aqua Natural, the aquarium line. We have Jurassic Natural, which we have like real desert substrates from Australia. We have Bird Natural, which we only have one product here, which is the chicken calcium. And then we have the plant pods, which are coming out in the summer.
May.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Later. Guess I'm not getting it.
Why not?
used to be. They didn't ask me to dance. They asked me to talk.
Just knowing our words and that will out to take a second and then have to start the same thing and just answer. You hear me?
I'm not sure. I might not end up getting anything on it audio wise because I'm not really sure how this works. I should have played with it. It shows that it's getting something.
Are you going to get one of these internal opens?
I use these a lot.
So now, stop. Stop. Assumption. Then one. Thank you.
I mean, I'm sure they want it to be an engaging talk.
I have up to half an hour to talk.
Don't talk for half an hour.
I didn't plan for half an hour, so.
Good.
What is it? Because we all bang the hat. Oh, God. We got my answer today is Mira's just girl, the devices.
I mean, I guess if you really, really wanted to, you could, but.
Here. Hello. Test.
And
Okay, everyone. Come in. I'll give you a second to settle.
Border. Yeah. This can take this up and check him. That's still saying you're a great interest in you want to swim that make. You know, part of you is still see the better you still can propensity. I'm in KO.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah. I'm a student all day like that. Does that no? Don't do that overnight. because my really you don't need to need is like anyway, man. It's not real. Hey, just be boring us in a section. Yeah, place that you or sometimes yeah, it's like well, it's commit and be an acid lip and then fall. And then that's good there, so you don't. You guys.
Okay. Hello, everybody.